I've been on high original television, live on original 91.9 FM na Facebook. So yeah, live on Instigator online on TikTok. But you emfa ya ni opening komo ya ni bedi me yenua Prince Acheko. Said the ka catcher and see so senior manager of data analytics the senior manager data analytics and business insights for TD Bank group Canada na oye NPP ni mapa ono na oko Canada branch ni na ono ana oye vice chairman first vice ono ana ene no eba bedin komo nyankopon ya adoma in 2 days and then 29th na 30th 31st which is Saturday MPP ejina kono na ni nyina ne se womo epe obi a obehim Frank Adiama the New Patriotic Party 2028 elections no mo nipa bebre we ejina we echi ono se party penny in the diaspora ma bonwa ompese ebe hunu baby a o ba bia na yeni nkomo no ankonkuduru ni pampanso no ye hunu de ewom obani ye mo akwaba
me da se
na ona mu boko de
o nyame adom boko
ye na nkopon ase na Canada te say
o nyame adom Canada de boko the only issue is that snow na to be very bad. Apart from that, everything is okay.
Tell AB Council editorium crime you say a hoa one the anemia Canada we anemia o anemia internet say ntimudi bibiba e behwe ni ahweso eyi ede amam na nyankopon ya adoma echina echi memene da yayi eye o party ye New Patriotic Party ejina akono na ni nyina ne se mukoko yo pani a ono na mususu so betimi ne MPP NDC for their face so eye 2028 abatwa ebekoso o man Ghana no emu ntino mo kono makwa kohwese de betimi anya pani a obetimi na mesi mpese mbusa se oya party penny or Canada money nkrofo adi nkomo almost nkrofo nkoto mahwan
Yos medase. So even to begin with that, I think people have their own obia want a choice person to abamana. But the larger group no ne sama omo kan. Then omo prefer leader reconnect back to the root of the party. So what are our root? Where did we start from? Where are we going and how are we going to get there? So we need a leader that believes in the value system that upon which the party was set up. Ye hear leader or the call back to their party stand for. So that is the type of leader microphone everywhere. Because MPP over the years is the big deal party. I say when it comes to transformation, when it comes to cutting costs, for instance, Mahama is now ruling with 58 MPs. The last MPP government was having 123 government, and as a conservative party over Ghana, how do you govern with 123 ministers, and then even Socialist Party is governing with 58 ministers? So these are some of the things that we need a leader that will take us back to where we belong to as a party and as a group. And that is what the people are looking for.
What Diana ebeme ya hunu se asuma se na obentin ene sa nipa ya obetimi aboa party no e wo sa kwan so Diana e wo se ehwe wo sa nipa no ehoma amatu ehye ebo and or buy what this so what Diana was say ye hwe ewo omo a omo kopre abato no na ansa na yetimi ahunu se asemasi ana obenten ebetimi aye side. And what should we take into consideration?
So even before I say Ebekohon, I wanted to say this, right? So the challenge we face in this election is that we went into a 2024 election which we lost badly. And our election, nobody even thought we will lose like that, but we lost badly. The sad reality is also that we didn't just lose the MPs. We lost the presidential primaries. For instance, Ofa Sunyane West. Initially, I thought say MP didn't want to lose year, but when I sat down to analyze the data, I realized the presidency in this year then.
So
that was a big, So that was a big challenge. And also for me, the way I know our people, I know that most of our people used to be NDC, and then we have to work early in 90s, talking to them, and then we brought them back. So anytime we mess up, they go back. And recently, I think 4 days ago, I was talking to a young man who was sending me a message on Facebook. I was saying, or no convince ne wife, papa, ne mother, at your mobile MPP, but no more NDC nor your mobile, but it's your master go back. Because of a near maybe your money and your day. So what people must look for is what is each person presenting to them. I think that this time we shouldn't be influenced by money or anything. What is each person presenting to them? And which one do they think that can connect us back to our root and making sure that we chart a new path, because we need a new path going into the future. We cannot do the same thing that happened the last 8 years and think that we're going to succeed. So we need a candidate that can win us an election, candidate that can chart a new path, and candidate that believes in the values and aspirations of our party and can take us there. And also, one thing I feel like maybe as a party we could have done better is that, so for me sitting here, I don't even know why we lost 2020. Fine, I know the general stuff that why we lost by listening to people near
but assembly earlier said the unim said most of the people are omutu di mu party from 1992 no originally, and as some of the people are more to be mu party originally no more to Abama NDC and NPP who be ya o makono nti anytime about so mo to akodi NDC echipe na che NPP who enyo mo akono nti no what is our foundation no said the fact that overwhelmingly because also do only share Usunyane West constituency. You thought that before we ankwana olusu ye. But Ushemu no time who say no. John Mahama so ho ya akono Emma womo to Abaman. So the NDC actually won the constituency because now NPP ho enya akono. So what dear adwuma na wo say nipa kro no de be den na what timi anya obi a obesama NPP why akonama bia Sunyane West, for instance, or more money alcohol. So
I think the mistake the party has done is not letting each member of the party know why we lost 2024 election. They should have published the Michael Quay report, either an abridged version or something that all of us can read. It is very important because if I don't know why we are here, how do I support you to go to the future? So I have to know the current state. What is the current state? And what really happened? If we know that, then I can help you and say, okay, this is the situation that we are in. Then in strategy-wise, if we do A, B, C, D, we will get there.
So the whole party said, party no lose election no in 2024 no. Party no for actually echo share the entire party no lose ye. Na party no for actually we echo who the entire party no lose ye no. Sama no bono omo dey show moto omo obi ehunu. Party for no ankasa and
if you're not gonna give it to the general public, then you have to find a way to share a break version to your party leaders. Obi oti constituency no hono. Ono no nim how we lost the election, onim the actual report of what really happened. And then you are asking the person to go and choose another leader when people that contested inside election also are still in this election. So I feel like that is a missing opportunity that we've done. We should have known why we lost the election and what exactly did the report says and what could we have done better. But notwithstanding that, we need a leader that will bring discipline back to the party. And discipline means is that every state is going to tell you it's
only a cassette through office, you know, or brought for some number more. I know I'm a tree number.
So we need a leader. You hear Okandifua or the discipline better than ever by a party. You hear Okandifua on the Jim Crufoso, and more money any day. And say, we hear Okandifua or recognize say party niba power biya. It is the people, the struggle of our people, the struggle of the constituency, the struggle of the polling station executives, and if there is any opportunity, those people will be given opportunity. At the end of the day, I think I listened to Biden years ago. Osinipa biya dignity ni say, boss me best no benya check their coffee. What does that mean? So at least over money actual check amount what tomato will be an edit. Those are key ingredients why some people are even following the party here and there because they believe that the party can help them achieve their a bit more botayabum. Do you hear leader? First of all, obe reconnect back to our root. Who here leader? First of all, obe taking the principles of the party into everything they do, acquiring the power, using the power, and building for the people. Those are very key because right now we cannot take ourselves and think that everything is normal. To be honest with you, the people are angry with us. So which of the leaders that when you put him there, stand before the people, is able to
the people near him for Ghana for the people near him for.
I'm talking about Ghanaian people.
Analysis are on call for the PIA, the own person much than say. Omo to abano NDC for the call people koto aba. Ba mo call for no say edru presidential onto edru parliamentary auto. What would they mention? So which people are you talking about?
Okay. What a very good point, but I say me can be at here. This is where are some SMA addressing. I always hear people bass where like, oh, Oman Kotwaba, MPP for Nantwaba, or MPP for Nantwaba. Let me tell you, in 2023, me baba to presidential election. Maybe was it 2023 November? Maybe 2 years. Me for taxi ye Kumase, and the man told me, say I'm for specific candidate Emra. And maybe say into your first candidate na mama or say abanayento. That is the word this 55 to 60-year-old man told me. I will Kumase Airport. Notwithstanding that, fair no Anton Chain. So okay say young for Nantwa. What is the underlying fact into your mantuaba? Say meji meji ballot box no. Ebia kwa
ballot paper
MP matwama. Ballot paper no matwama kwaku or your MP. But me we a presidential manto. And I say ebia I wasn't motivated to go to the polls at all. I didn't hear. Ebetuma ba say be a presidential candidate na nkasa mempeno. Ebetuma ba say mani engine policy ho. Ebetuma ba say me force enya no na yes MPP leader. Enti mababeto parliamentary na man to win. Enti meno when we talk about say oh yenkrofo na ankoto no, it is something that I think in analysis or in analytics we are missing a point. What is the data that says say yenkrofo na ankoto? What is the data? And this is for or 5. Oh, your calculation like I said. No, enya bia 7 million. Enti mu 2,000 na mu 2 million na man. Originally nana MPP supported. You are making a mistake. It could also happen say bia nanado no as a personality na attractive say 2 million na di omo ye den. It could also mean say bia President Kufuor onu amu the way o sikasa the way we approach things. If you are not attracted, 2 million vote, no, so you cannot justify, you cannot just say, and say, be our 7 million go baby, and I will confirm banner udruo, and 2 million see or money day, or mama.
Are you implying, say, a possible, say, some Crawford Mama to were not necessarily NPP people, but
it could be that they are not NPP people. They could be neutrals. They could be neutrals. Decided say yeah participate in election. There could be some people with MPP sometime or tobacco ha no one move ko ha. It could be say another so who don't attract voting no. It could be that. It could be policies nanado a champion.
Can you then say, so is it safe to say, sir? Is it safe to say, sir? A man for a verdictor, omode echere, a man one enkoyi, and omo demonstrate. A man for chere, sir, a man wonu mum na enkoyi, omumpe MPP, a man wonu sabreno. Could that be that the case?
It could also be one of the reasons. Because until America said, what is the reason behind the data, the underlying fact and any panankoto? Okay, share mame de say Sofia Kufu. Obi a waye da djuma wakona pension. Ode ni sika akoshe government bond. Me no nyina nim say government bond is the safe way to say to invest your money. Na say wo wa ko IMF akobo bosia na ye say bosia no give me guarantee wo say me ministers 123 maja omu nyina wo ho wo say my point is omutiti ministries maja omu nyina wo ho me spend maja omu nyina wo ho kwakuma ba wa fidie su several times abeka say Ghana folks that so etua nipa ka for going to meeting still osi maja ni nyina wo ho corruption ekoso osi maja ni nyina wo ho na obeka kire me mabeto government bond say me sacrifice it for you to pay your debt. And I've already told you about the same platform to say you cannot spend your way to prosperity. Nobody won't even bobosia and your wife and say, oh, bobosia, and I've always said this year, you cannot spend your way to prosperity. And to bobosia as a government now, over sacrificing me. Look at my mate Sofia Kupado. Or no pension, dignity was 7 in nation dignity, skaka krunya, the quarter government pension bonds. I don't know depending on home. What's a war sacrifice? And I don't really know the rationale behind that decision. So who sacrifice or mono? Kai who said Obia always kaka krebia or Ghana or spending in sika or government bond or no. Kai who said side panel or you obia or influence our society because if you only need I'm gonna bush your phobia. And the fact that was sacrificing, look at the impact is going to come. Now also be a mintiao will bond on who interest be to the next 6 years. Who does that? Who does that? I don't know what. So that could be one of the, and I think that's still a main reason why people were so angry with this government.
But
you have to look at the underlying factors.
Say no na ye nkomo no a. Dia na a flag bearer I'll be in Saturday betting I end the to cure that.
I don't hear when you flag bearer or betting my distinguishing and free the government now here then. It's very important. You have to have somebody that can distinguish themselves from that and somebody that can present a new vision. The old vision hasn't worked. And the old vision, even if it worked for only 4 years. The other 4 years it didn't work, and we are all witness to that.
Yeah, campaign Makwabna Japan
on Facebook everywhere.
Yeah, campaign Makwabna Japan because he's the only person amongst all the 5 people or not the only person when your appointment to be our in 8 years.
Oh, Mr. Japon is a very nice man, and I have an opportunity to have a conversation with him in the past. He's a very nice, principled man, and I believe that if they vote for him, it's not a bad candidate. But I think I'm not here to vouch for him or
no, but the whole canon pointed to the maybe say who here will be na oni aban no ni twaka unyi obi a no oni aban no because Ghana for per what you're saying because of the AC it is likely that obi kram person better sa NPP sa 8 years no one sem kra the only person within this 5
Kwagwaya can say 4 years, only 4 years. The first 4 years.
First 4 years in there. And 4 years.
4 years. 2020 to 2024.
I know the Pascal, you know.
Yes. I want to go bonkers.
Okay, granted. And you know, nipa mo nyina nipa nan numi nyina no. Kwabraje pompe.
Well, that's an American Academy said Japan is a very nice man, but I'm not here to vouch for him. I'm here to open the delegates' mind and let them make their own personal decisions and choose.
So what you are telling the delegates, listen, Ghana for ever interested in Nipa only chaka biawo more last 4 years. That is the personal Ghana for. The whole bay of Makono, is that what you're saying?
It's very important. Obia, one play leading role is also very important. If we want to distinguish ourselves, fine. If we don't want to distinguish ourselves and we want to still continue to use the same record to campaign there, yes, then that's up to you. But then the same record, so you see the campaigner, you are not going anywhere. So you need a candidate that can distinguish the party from that and bring the party to its cover now. President Jekunku for the Bay, any buzia, any baby mine. Those are key things that we have to consider. And also, you need a leader that can bring discipline back to the party. And right now, there's no discipline in the party. I'm sorry to say that. Because the CIA coalition, Oberhana, Chama, be able to radio, so also no Hano can the NP, not the Odia Temedi. How can you have a party? You know what? I went to BA last year. And I was having a conversation with a very popular woman now. I think it's a woman. Very popular woman, has a great big restaurant in Sunyane. And she was telling me, I say, and young people na mimi jano ho kwa bruchireno. And on that, and what was he saying? And I'm like, man, why? And then she started explaining
virtual MPP, no. I'm out for baby, so G2 sound. Is that a professor from Barton Kaino? Or see that it's a fake.
That is what the woman told me in Sunyani in 2024. She told me after saying when the election. No.
And Sana Professor from
Barton That's what she told me.
And Sana Professor from Barton Crabeka.
I say, me, Sama, I mean, who name no pa, but I'm person boniding or very big, one of the biggest restaurants in Sunyani. She told me, I say, party na mimi jano ho kwa bruchirino. And yet, sa party in a a different party. Yeah, the party leaders are not cancer, and ya do BAT and co be assumed. So you need a party, or the different only leader, or the different style, beba, or the discipline, beba. I'm a party, no yet to me as an area connected back to our root. Some American catch on. Yeah, you know, in BA. Most of the people 1992 to 94, they were NDC people. I don't want to hide about this. Me, I'm nipa be brother many omotin temu make I say baby and I'm a girl be siata that you whom you so sonoba. So they were all NDC people to the extent says all these people later no mo to Obama MPP. Make I say my back who your friend Bukali you know or siatre. O timini mi gia chinje sa I feel later I'm a President Kufuor person who's a Bukali say MPP atare. So the whole thing then say you have to get a leader that can attract different type of voters. And this Amoka said, oh, and nipa 2 million and to it ye leader we are 2 million about Tuamaya. It is a wrong assumption and it's a wrong way of looking at this issue. It is not set on stone say we new leader nipa 2 million betuama. You have to go back and understand why they didn't vote for you. First of all, they were not happy with the way you are running the nation.
As vice chairman, NPP Canada, unim Professor Makokwe committee no, wamo ensemble mo report no unya kukrankai. So you don't have the slightest idea according to the report.
I've always said this to the General Secretary himself. So General Secretary Nankasa Makatre and say also share the report with us. Because you won't share a report, now how do you expect me to know how to even defend the party? If you won't share a report, now how do you expect me to be able to work hard and support the party? I feel like I have worked in corporate settings and I have been an architect. An architect, business architect, it means that you are a strategic person. Oh, you're a business architect, you are in charge of strategy. You help a company identify where are we now, where are we going, and how are we going to get there. Nti maybe the answer me define where we are, where are we going, and how are we going to get there. And then I'm
do you think, sir, they are almost decided no AC because maybe I bet me affect any of the candidates, maybe a previous current administration or previous candidate, they bet me affecting until maybe almost they no see so that it doesn't jeopardize the chance of the former flag bearer.
But if you don't believe in the truth, how are you going to govern a nation?
Do you think that is the case?
If you don't believe,
do you think that is the case?
So I don't know, but
does it look like it?
I don't know, because the general secretary now, I've already told him so many times, but he never said anything. So that report should have been shared with everybody. Yes, sir. Few people be able to read the report. The woman that we in a platforms no kakakra. That is wrong. We have to find a way to share the report with majority, including the polling station officer, and should know why we lost. Nasa ono kahobia, but who said this is the activities yes I mean and sana my bed. Now sorry, now we're taking some point. If you say all of us are the member and you are just joking. You have to let us know our current state. Then you need here a current state and your supporters say your current state in India and your future state, these are the activities we have to do to get to the future state. But you current state and why hide it? How do you expect me to help you to get to the future state? If I don't know the current state, mera na maboama de wako minim ene sene city mera maboama de wako daachinum. Daachinum so no hypothetical in mind, but minim the enetia ena metuma aboa nkakra me ya de akoda daachinum, and which is missing. So we are voting, but if it is me, I will not go to vote tomorrow. I will deal with the issues first, including understanding why the 2 million people didn't vote, understanding the data behind it. And some I'm moving on to go and vote. But if majority of the people say they have to vote, I don't have it.
I am one because 2003, but special delegates, we say special delegates, no. As our two main one, no. But we first vice, proxy sunim. Internet just will be a loose vote, no. Why? I say we interest was about to
some catch say. Some catch said the way I want to approach politics going into the future. No? If the candidate comes to me and says, come and help me, no ordinary vision, but let me believe woman, I will work hard for the candidate and I will support them, especially on the strategy side and how they can do things better. But if the candidate doesn't come, and then I'm not gonna waste my time traveling back to Ghana, back and forth, it doesn't work. So if the candidate wants me to help them, then they have to come and sit on the table. The same way somebody is paying me to do some business for them. Now, if the candidate wants, he comes, we sit down and say, okay, what do you want? You are here. Where do you want to go? How? And then I ask the questions. Then I can say, okay, maybe you have an hour there. If you want to go to the future, this is ABCD you have to do to get there. But if the candidate doesn't come, then they just call you once and say,
on my campaign, they've gone to all the constituencies. They've told people the person or more. They've been on radio, the newspaper reports, articles have gone on, a lot of things. Are you not still convinced? Say any of the five, I mean, snipper no, Obia they convinced Obia and Timmy and Chew. Because we treasure about no but time I'm needing to
come. Some of the candidates really inspires me. Some of the candidates really inspires me. I am proud of what they have achieved and what they've done. If I listen to Dr. Adukim on Delay Show, very impressive CV, very impressive from where he came from and where he has. It really inspires me. If you take a man like Kennedy Japan, looking at a man who was driving a taxi in New York and all the way to become an MP, build businesses and become the people's darling boy. So there are so many of the candidates. And then if you talk about Mr. Ejepon that you mentioned, very disciplined, principled guy who believed that NPP should go a certain way. The only person that I haven't taken time to listen to and I haven't really got a feel of his candidature is Brian Champon. Dr. Baumia, I've had an opportunity to meet him, sat on the table,
also
eat with
inspire.
him.
Does he inspire you, the former flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, or inspire one now?
Dr. Baumia inspires me, but Dr. Baumia is still missing certain things that has to be fixed. One of them is that what is he going to do differently from what happened in 2024? If you say okay, when it comes to digital, and
okay,
even in 2024 election, Dr. Baumia completely lost it. Let me tell you why he lost it. He ran away from the economy and then he was talking about digital. And he make us a mutual market. And I was telling me what I say boy now or driver man say, my men or tewa or ton yokugaleno. What was that digital now? What does it? What is the impact? Does this woman really care about or digital now? Because this woman, or no, so that from Anna. Or one way you could gallin or anything. One way go back no ton. Also by digital. I don't know digital. How does that go down to that woman? How would digital influence this woman to do? Me, as someone who has been in developing IT system for the last 10 years, right? Even technology, to do the technology, designing the technology is a different thing. Adopting that technology and use it in real life situation is also another big thing that you have to do. So, digital, what is the impact of that digital to the people now? You are modeling with baby to say, infant is oko baby to say, genjene. Na say, may digital. Do you think that will resonate well with them? But I baby to say, genjene say, road na call. Doctor Yano oye electoral commissioner. No can say road na. Yes. Okay, sir. This road na kwa yimo no be ya. And no resonate well with the person because obeko farmer ko fa na bia na ye den. Aba. Who say wo ye road that resonate well with the person. But you just go and then take a buzzword and they are like digitalization, and then sometimes they are gonna, and then I'm sitting down, I'm like, what is going on here? Right? Because that doesn't resonate well with the people. Ordinary person, what does it they want? They want to put food on the table. The food is not there. And you are talking about
sorry. Opacho, Yemfancheno, maybe Uncle Yibi Opacho. Is that not enough?
Well, if you really want to be a leader, then he has to surround himself with the right people. Gideon Marima once said this, or say, or no, or any level of education now, was surrounded with the right people that can give him the right strategy. That's what Dr. Baumia is missing. He needs to surround himself with people who can look at his face and tell him, and you'll be excellency. No, you need the people that can look at you and say, so, okay,
and I'm a force currently the NPP creme de la creme, and almost a doctor. Look at the members of parliament. One more weight behind him. Most of the, and as a good number of the former, a friend is saying, government officials. So, what do you mean if you say of surrounding home with the right person?
Officers, they lost it. They lost it already. They lost it in 2024, right? If their vision was something that was vision on and Ghana for toy. So they've already lost it. So surrounding yourself with them itself is also a failure, because that means you're going to repeat the same thing that happened in 2020 to 2024. It is very important that you look, my simple example. And this year, right? Okay, time President Mills or year 2024 election year lose or bar 2028, what did you see? But we say hona o mane bo ama okuteto Felix Nimisha says so mo kasaya den. And these guys were new. Omanebo may God
may so rest in peace.
Very nice man. Then those guys started their faces. Very new. They were different from Atua Hoy and all those then Atua Hoy and yes, exactly. Very new face. The Uka case say Ebia Totobi Kwache Kwaji Misika 19 Totobi Kwache Unhuname 1995 wa Akuta Tabra kwa onye Totobi Kwache. Dr. Omanabo amonye Totobi Kwache. So Usan Salando home with Omo fairly yana Ghanaian rejected them, and then you are also telling me say you are ready for another failure. That's where he's missing it. He needs new brains behind him to give him, if he wins, then he needs new brains behind him to give him new ideas to go into the future. The whole concept say, and I've said this on your radio when President Akufo-Addo was there. Say Ghana is a developer, a natural resources, and we need to go back to it. And now look at Go Board when they started using your natural resources, gold, look at how we are moving, how we are able to manage even our city. So we need to connect back to basis. Basis in a messing at time beyond IMF near the other. And then I may have been too so when he needs to surround himself with the right people. And about one when US LSC one when to be honest with you. And also he has to also reach out to people that he doesn't like. People that have worked against him and he thinks that they are brilliant and can support him. He needs to bring them. And he has to make sure that it's not only his friends, but people that can look at him and tell him, people who have done it at the highest level and can look at him and tell him, say, this is what we have to do to go there, and committed to that. And yes, I didn't know. So
are you insinuating, sir? Are you insinuating, sir? Sir, Omukoyi Dr. Baumia Crutch, Memeneda, Nasa Oba, 2020 to 2021 to 2025. I said 24 last 4 years now. It's still fresh in the minds of the people. See, it makes me affect more electoral fortunes.
Kwaku, me the only say Facebook the better na hwanyenne. Me Facebook account no. E be in 2007. And I'm at now why me say Facebook cry simple place to just know the mood of the people. Now there be also omo ye no ho no. It translates into the election. Obi timi trom wo Facebook. Or say time nana government back on otimi trom o say ai wo hunti am koto abama NPP. Na so hwede omo ye. What is awesome now say? So me 2024, my wall was flat. I wasn't campaigning. I was only watching what was going on. And look at what happened. My wall was flat. Apart from say, maybe I'll show you near the other. I wasn't writing like before, no. But I was just watching and see what was going to happen. And look at what happened. So you need new people that can attract voters. You need new people with new ideas and people that have a charisma that appeal to people. And yes, I did not so but old people now do what I'm sorry, it's not gonna be easy for him in 2028, even if he wins. But if we offer another candidate like candidate Japan, some of the things that Mr. Japan is saying he's going to do is a great idea. He says he's gonna create a job. And I believe that he can do it. For instance, over Ghana power, you show the power of the state. Now say constituency beyond ube create factory kasia, untimin create at least when yes ka uhia
but sad no na kan mo nema mo sumbe one district one factory why now you didn't have the sovereignty of the nation
last 8 years over a factory omo ye ma sad implementation so at least kasese aye ken ka wo at least 40 constituencies are why a big factories and can crofo tu kwan ko ho ekopa adwuma ya nka hwan Ghana ni wan nka sama ya de me call Finland those days in 2007 na me year adwuma on Nokia mobile phone no factory sa factory no it was employing more than 25,000 people ewo krona na me teso na efre ho salo it was employing more than 25,000 people and you go fa cottage BC done in Chenin baby nasa or Adingo Ayibina and pro any papa why factory. Master, who the state resources person or back here and Nigeria say who here Obasanjo they gave state money to Dankote to become what he is. So to obey invest state money now, find the right partners and give them the money, take a share. Government don't take it, it be a 50% share of the company or 20% share, and let the businessman go run the business. A year we are, then you take your share. Now, okay, say, open say we factory. Now what won't shut down committed of money. We walk across this factory. No, I feel na the two or my load. But say, fase bra. Which businessman has time for that? Say, me baby business is business. I feel I say, oh, mommy 10%. Yes, who businessman have? I think we need to be serious. If you really want to set up business, then we have to do.
You mentioned sir, you're leveraging Abana leveraging gold board. Ama abwa you can say gold, yeah, or through gold board. Ama abwa the economy. What to what extent? What do you have to say about gold board? Ne kwaya afaso abwa ama economy no etimi ejina.
It's a very good idea, to be honest with you. And I've always say Africa and those countries.
And I want you to put on your data analytic and insights. Your friend is saying, as a senior banker in Canada, and one of Canada's biggest banks. That is why I don't want you to answer this question. I don't want you to answer this question as a politician.
Okay. So for me, gold board is a great idea, right? But they have to be careful with the implementation. But the whole thing, and they say, wow, good. And I'll go to the West microphone or almost smuggling out from the country. That was a red flag. People were just buying gold anyhow and say, how can you have your own resources? Now, there might be a bruni, no, gold now, no, the court, now, you only get like 10%, or no crown a cotton sometimes. No, we are a contract 10% now. Gold board is a great idea. They have to evolve to the extent they say, companies in England, because those contracts have been signed in the past, but they have to evolve to the extent they say, company in England, when they do the gold, they have to sell it to the gold board, and gold board will sell it also to international market, and so that the nation can get something better from it. It's a very great idea.
From where you sit.
You have to clarify this question, Kakra.
Where gold board is, and how it is growing. Is there any hope?
Sir, me design product here. You see MVP, most viable product. First, we most viable product and now they are to market. To say, offer mobile phone, and I say, oh, yeah, software to say Zoom here. Oh, yeah, one. It be a bit mama ni panaya call. Later now the video abede. Video function abeka home. Later now the be interactive. Say be a meeting use virtual it has to start from somewhere, and they've started well. But as they go, they have to
now we must sign a contract with a local kind of say refinery, Gold Coast. You think it is a way to go?
No, it's a good thing to do. The whole thing is that there be another good intention. One for corruption, Jimmy Kakra, ma you're gonna succeed. So, but sometimes, Ghana no much that they are brony so if the intention is good, they were gonna get there. And I believe that we have to also start looking at other natural resources now. And then we have to also bring that same natural resources under the Go Board and make sure say we are getting values from all those natural resources. And do want to me sorry now we go do na ni month or two no to me declare be a 10 billion profit that we call as
okay.
because Sacred Heart.
And I'm for say I'm because me can say what they no so na room.
But Sacred Heart for the St. James for the new mobile.
And I just say we are boy Juma no already echo there. I say proud of him beside.
Oh, in terms as a CEO, I haven't had the chance to follow whatever he's doing too much. I haven't really had the chance.
But tell Onona Okromwa Gold Board I there or yeah can't watch him. So the credit goes to him, doesn't it?
Well, sir, the whole thing is that Onoankasa as a person, I haven't really followed his leadership style and what he's doing there. And even
but the results shows. The results shows. The results they show. Yeah, be not be follow.
But the activities that the board is doing is great, and I will urge them to continue that path. And also, I will say, anything that he will do to minimize cost, he has to find a way. He has to find a way to bring efficiency into the things that they do. Do you think,
sir? Omoye we nyina na other promises omoye bit say 24-hour economy and all those things ni nyina no
24-hour economy kwaku and the me ma won kan wi no de fruit and they say say we abeka wa ha economy bia ni wi ase 24-hour and they ma ndc for omo anim said you omo kai ni entro they cannot do any 24-hour economy na Ghana na nkasa kra no security be na e wo ha de koye 24-hour economy no. Even me say na me can e Finland is a country is a Finland obetuma bie wo door ada ama de acho abro bi am attack you. Very very peaceful country e okro mo 24-hour economy until the 24-hour economy now Canada doesn't work. 24-hour economy is premises on demand. So kwaku say envan say Mr. Japan wo factory nani factory no people are demanding the product 24 hours. Or set 3 shift to produce it. Except Nokia na me year adwuma. That time Nokia was the biggest producer of mobile phones. Engineer wo mo a omoko anopa 6, no mapon 2, na ebia ko 2, no mapon 10, na ebia ko 10, no mapon anopa 6. So it is demand driven. It's a demand driven. The may say NDC for no.
But is it difficult? Is it difficult for government to create the demand and then
and there's a government and per se or create demand and there. This is what he has to do. He has to only African continental free trade, you know. Now uncle to the other African countries, you know, no one sign more deals with them. More deals with them. Now umbra, no measure private sector na Ghana answer. No more muska. Or more muska on create in Canada you are friend business development Canada BDC business development Canada and hona open bosia bia the business you can go and they will give it to you and share creating money don't find my businessman or expansion of factories expansion of anything bia e produce adie bia no not on sell it to the other African countries, you know. That is how he can able to create factories ebetima working 24 hours. But 24-hour economy now no can I say edu baby kro mo example mo say e beton work China it doesn't work.
Well, but definitely that cannot be the obetima agina so the di hon komo you may want to see a document. Yeah, ebia but so what you're saying is that if they get their strategy right, it is doable. In terms of fluke to say they're okay. The only guy have to get the strategy right. The all kind is is it rocket science and quantum physics?
No, but we are saying in business we call it proof of concept, right? And yes, also Ghana no muja mani Pakistan say no afa ne ho adi kwa. E wade be friend proof of concept.
No, I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that initially you can say a fluke. ana wo kyerɛ sɛ sɛ ɔmo yɛ no o prescribe adeɛ bi sɛ so ɔmo yɛ no saa kwan so there then it can work. But is this not doable?
No, say no 24-hour economy. No, yeah, you are only letting factories operate maybe 24 hours, but that's not 24-hour economy. 24-hour economy means that every aspect of your economy is working 24 hours, which it doesn't
But
work
you
that
can
way.
start
That's
from
what I'm
somewhere,
trying to
can't
say
you?
to
You can start from somewhere.
The term is a buzzword. Kwaku, I live in England. I live in Finland. I've lived in Canada. I've lived in Ghana. There's nowhere your economy 24 hours. So or your disco market will be a Kumasi Central there, or Betima Kojasa or no way. Now, or the Krufo Gunu be 12 and the onum we num the OYC and can create a 24 hour
oversimplify. But oversimplify.
So, but what I'm trying to say here and say, the Obetima and say, the Obetimia in a simple terms and say, on taking advantage of free African continental free trade, you know. And Kwakudi is very important to me. Mami explaining. On taking advantage of African continental free trade. Na or no president Nankasan taking as a responsibility. On go to African countries, you know, especially or more money capacity to produce, you know. On your monsaninya other form of deals. Na ye mra, na ye pesca, ni fan say a private man not so more produce nuro, or more produce aduane, or more produce bayre, or more produce nti adie bi o mo lake wo those countries no. Kaye produce na ye fan ko. Sa market no e wo ho ye produce a na sika so wo ha. Then the factories will be expanded. And the factories will be expanded. And as the factories also expand here, it will create a job.
Deliberately fund, making conscious effort to fund particular your friend is saying factories, or more everything
exactly.
All right. But this is
now also by 24-hour economy. Now anytime I could sign free trade. I bet why a 24-hour economy. China only send free trade. What does it mean? Onum produce good, no metungu so. That's what it means. So maybe the African continental free trade, you know, is the next big thing that we have to take advantage of. And Ghana can do that because na the independent then about Africa. So we can do that, and we have that respect. You call other countries, you know, me and you are more still, so many countries in Africa are struggling with basic stuff. We have to take advantage of those countries. And then have form of deals. And then I said, railway was a building between them among ourselves. We have to do it. And you produce at the end of our crown, and you produce no sunyania, then near the train line, so near the end. Near they call. Those are the things that we have to do. And then we'll be able to create more jobs for our people going into the future. And that's why the word 24-hour economy is a little bit a buzzword. There is a way they can do to create more jobs without using that word 24-hour economy, but they use that to win the election anyway. But
all right. So how do you think, sir, the success of this current government basically affected the fortunes of NPP in 2028? How likely is it? How strong is that likelihood? Say the success of this current government basically affected the fortunes of NPP in 2028 elections.
Sir, when they were winning, sir, a man for say government na otesono. Almost say opposition doesn't win election, but the government no, and they lose election they year then. The more opposition win. So, oye niema ye na niema eko ye ma Ghanaian persona. Maybe it's gonna be difficult for them to change their hands. But so when niema ye there, then we have an opportunity to also come in and bring something better. So I know there it has a direct correlation. Oye niema ye is gonna impact us. But then as a strategy-wise, we also need a new strategy to be able to match the government and tell Ghanaian people, say, if they are doing ABCD, we will do it this way in a way. So,
would that
24-hour economy.
Would that matter who wins your flag bearership elections?
It really matters. I know look, in politics, you need obia naturally or attracted them. You need that. It's very important.
Among the
That's
five,
why Mr.
among the
Lawrence was
five
a very
persons,
popular guy.
among the five gentlemen now, omo contest, why now who side and win?
And there's a guy in Japan. And I'm saying Papa can say next me 2023. Me dem me find a taxi airport. And ye didi nkoma. And me ka so abano kra me tubi. O say ai mo pese mo wene dia mo fa kene Japan nye den. Emra. And I'm say na yamfa na ma den ne be so say abano ye nto. Papa na ka kire me. O ye taxi driver da so airport wo. Papa panyin. On the cancer, I said, "Nti ya two about the and then I was reconnecting. I'm like, this man told me this, and that's okay. As I'm so catch them, and now Presby software, or one soko, not to car nimbi. Meaning in a fast taxi. And the Presby software, no, I think so one soko. Other Presby is a method software, not taxi nimbi. And he, or am dancing to or cancer, so to open your back attracted naturally or attracted either then that is Canada Japan. But you have to make sure, say, you are selecting a candidate to attract a lot of voters. The candidate or the new group of people, Ebeba party, candidate or the new vision.
About 2 o'clock, about 2 to 3 hours, now about saying what Canada.
Oh, you mean Ghana time 2 p.m.? Na, 2 p.m. Then about 9 a.m. What has he?
The just say what sorry that.
Yeah, na about na sorry.
No, sorry, I say Dr. Mahmoud Baumia retain here. How would you feel?
I'm a party guy. That's why I'm saying that I don't want to align with anybody. I'm a party guy. If the majority of people say Dr. Baumia is the person we have to go, we all have to rally behind him and take him to the next election. If majority of the people say Mr. Kenejapon we all rally behind him and take it to the next election. If majority of people say Dr. Dupima, we will do the same thing. So for me, I don't really care who wins this election. What I need is a leader that will reconnect us back to our root as a party.
Then you care because you've already told us Nipa obit my idea okay. So you care, you have a choice. You think Dr.
Twice in a day, let the larger people decide.
So Obaya Kabetua Makane Japan. So Obaya Kabaum Subetua Makane Japan.
When they major ballot boss and major ballot tonight, I want to decide.
No, but so what prescribing Nipa moving here? Oh, against all odds.
Once I am just using the general values that the party need. But
that is what is going to. That is what. That is definitely what will determine. That will influence your decision, isn't it?
No, the reason why I'm not trying to say I am here is that because I believe that party chairman for now, I believe that is wrong. But they are doing that because of position for future.
Okay.
But I wanna stay in the middle and let the majority of the people decide. Omu decide we are candidate to be I'm gonna work with them. And candidate, so Timmy ye bold, no for phone, no framing, no see Abrantia, we me here or more. I will also help them, especially on the strategy side.
All right.
The strategy.
I
can really
wait me for calls where 2 and 3. All right. 0200 854 255. Let's see into the amount for so Ebekana Emfa Emrewi 0200 854 255. And Komo, yeah, that's far. What do you think? Unsusubit me. Ade wadwen kire abaya me unse na mama highlights bi no me ada there. Good evening, Patrick Frost and free.
Hello, you're from Henry Cranton. You don't have any about this boy.
About yourself free.
It's free to make up.
You about to say it too.
You're from Henry Cranton.
Yet you.
Yo, Madam Martina Konya, Madame me. Monsieur Moisemi, na. Minister Passan, Wakasa Bedri, the delegate, you are not going to settle for less. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia is the obvious choice. Okay. No two ways about that. Bale Nebuchadnezzar, Equatina Fie in Fie Moche. And this is who they need after the Naba. I'm an Abba Biakunyaniswa. If you are the church, you are Mahmoud Baumia, and to me, Mamefa Akunyano. And to young people for me, your police station chairman. They call Toma Badi Ama Mahmoud Baumia, a 3 million delegate to Punya said, you are Mahmoud Baumiani Atono. One on a Ghana Funim, one on a Hobrasi and a temperament, Nibia, a fata to Midiana Yakopeno, and the one no. And I have a man Saturday by Minia.
Martiminia 0200-854-255. Also, Nkoba ye dini baby and pempenso a day. Abedri also so day and or kafa. Maybe cho your frost saying I'm free.
But to
What's it you?
I didn't say, and now come on, I'm with the Nanka, between Panaka Musa question the money. On the last, like I said, maybe I almost say, you are way honest person. Post COVID, or no one, a better man can say, Baumia, why are they? The COVID by me about Yanka, economy make crash here. Now, we didn't go for the answer, I'll be almost say 2020, no more than NPP when you say that means the person is the almost then when the almost a different thing altogether. It don't have a young go you. Young go because my body pay about that time when I buy a more different thing. What are you?
Me chepa.
Aha. Almost you got from national TV so no maka. Baumia why are they? By any almost different thing. If you don't have young go come here, they are not going to say almost honest.
All right.
Honest.
But I need to tell her. All right. 0200-854-255. Also, so I'll bet you I didn't travel. Long my bet you for saying I come home. Last one. Now on wrap up. Okay. Master, last caller. Everyone's an free.
Yo, Pato, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Aha. Pato, if I'm a Jewish, make us a promise.
I just see it too.
Mo program no the pa na ayi brother no free Canada oba ane ne kasa no o make a statement bi o say obi a wako baabi akoye adwuma na ankoye no se wo san ba be ye bibi foforo na se wo hye oni eme ye wo fa enipa foforo na ne wo mo esan ebu mine no se de ana
o surround with new people, new faces.
Yeah. Well, it is a cobase. Went me and fast and papa fro, na di pada da noa. Sabio, Abacronso. Aha, Napato, Adeba, Compassa, I can say, mo program, and then Quan Damabaso.
That's it.
Na no more cats assembly for assembly one. Nanka Pessami Yami, ya meant me and one family call. Na the Pessami can say, Assasia, I buy the Abiano. Sa municipal assembly, dear Emfa map, enter office. Na ensure a bass as it be or make Amasamites or municipal assembly. And Assasia, you can say you sit down or so. Na map ebo se sa map we buy sa se e wo amasaman uko Medina ebo office uko ha ebo office nti se obi a wo to abasa se kura no unko ba bia municipal district assembly na wo no ana na boa na ma sa edagugo nya to atwa
Matias
medamase nyame ka mo bai
Kodo what's me chato no we.
Yeah, so before say me wrap out no mame pass a comment word there
a very quick one time
so,
in
Ghana Yeah, Ghana then they see a home kwan say ye be ja kuro na ye was not one ya plan baby I am building. We can plan baby I am building. They are forgetting about baby it is see.
Okay.
Indi ka me ko si dan wo afie nya ya plan na kama zone wo ho even style of a house. Timidru ana me ye no. Indi ka ye build afie nya na ye fa ba so mo wo ha na mess up no they wanna come there.
Yeah. True.
They wanna come there. Ti graduate omo betu free ha ba ho. Na fi enya kwan build baby a ya mess up no. But anyway, that's outside. Outside. So the me person me catch atiefo nyina ne say going into Saturday no, we need a leader that will reconnect us back to our root as a party. We need a leader that will set up a clear vision of where we are going, and how we are going to get there. We need a leader that will be attractive to other voters. And they are not attracted to our party. We need a leader that can bring everybody on board, that can bring everybody together, and make sure say we all work collectively to achieve our aspirations. And only idea obia post Saturday where they should look out for.
All right. Abani Yankopon Shao. Sir only edin komo. Prince Kojo Acheko, Senior Manager, Data Analytics and Business Insights for TD Bank Group in Canada, or Vice Chairman, NPP Canada branch, no, any Edin Common. We need to call J. Patronia Yadma. Wachana, ever samba never can't thank God it's Friday. Can we say, many dancers, no, and no best started from an opanwa copum say better king. Na afi yɛde deɛ ɔbɛwe no ɛde abrɛ ɔmɛnkɔ baabi akɔso anetie original 91.9 FM na afihwɛ original television amenka nyina ho bye bye.
A star, a shining art, the platforms beat, a hopeful start. Voices rise, instruments gleam, sharing dreams.